Well, hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while since I uploaded anything on this channel, especially long videos. How you guys been? You guys miss me? Probably not, but I'm back. I've been facing my own type of problem, burnout, all that type of jazz. But just like in life, you gotta take the punch in, you get back up, and unlike you're dead, I'm back and I got some milk. Plus, side tangent aside, ever since those buffs came for Blade, Jinglu, Kafka, Silverwolf, the devs opened the floodgate of buffing up all the characters to make them somewhat relevant in the meta, and I kinda want to talk about more characters that I think, based on my own opinion, who should get buffed. But of course, I gotta put some ground rules because ain't no way Hoyo gonna be buffing 2.x, 3.x, and hell even 4.x characters. So I'll leave it to the 1.x characters, and that's like the trend that's gonna keep happening. And I'll be doing some categories, and do remember these are my opinions, and if I miss characters you think should be buffed, let me know down below in the comment section. I would love to hear what you have to say, and of course, if you like what you see, wanna hit the like button and subscribe to my channel because it will mean the world to me. And of course, if you want my Discord server, down in the link in the description, come by. I'd love to see you there. But without wasting any more of your time, we should begin. For this part, I want to talk about the standard 5-star, but specifically gepard, welt, bailu, and yanqing. I'll be mainly focusing on them because I think Clara, Bronya, Himiko honestly fine. They could get buffed and not opposed to it, but I think those 4 I mentioned needed more. Like, I would rework it revive and defense the attack conversion because those are utterly useless talents. Like, I think something like giving it base shield effect red to all allies to avoid CC is really good for the soul sustained part of gepard. And it can be a cool idea, boost like ice damage to all his allies that apply with his shield, so like characters like yanqing can work really well with it. This can give Gepard his own identity in specific teams. And honestly that's fine because his shield doesn't really need that much attention because his shield is so beefy, especially if you build him for speed and full def, like damn. And then you got Bailu, which honestly I'll probably just give Bailu a cleanse, which I think she should have got off rip, and a more guaranteed way for a skill to do more healing to the ally you pick instead of like doing bounce and healing. And other than that, everything else with Bailu is honestly pretty viable, especially for like an early game character you pull randomly. Like that could be a really strong sustain because she's already good enough for she's just missing some stuff to put her over the edge or make her viable. Then you got a character like yanqing, who I think is fine, but the problem with yanqing is the fact that you need a shield because you get crazy amounts of crit rate, damage bonus, and all that type of stuff. But if you get a hit, you lose it, and it's only a turn 1 buff. Like that makes no sense to me. Like make it at least 2 turns, and then make his E6 3 turns. So actually a mini Jinglu. Like it's so dumb. Like, you need so much for so little basically. So honestly that, and he can have some little viability. Welt actually has some fun ideas with Welt when he uses ultimate and he applies the imprisonment effect. Similar to like Yaoqiu's ultimate, you make the enemy take a set amount of more damage, which is basically invulnerability, like let's say like 20%. And honestly, let's see another thing from Yaoqiu. Based on how much effect hit rate you have out of Welt, that get converted to a portion of attack or damage bonus to make him really hit hard and really encourage building effect hit rate. Like you have that stat, like make more use of it, and hell, let's make solo to stay in Welt with Akron viable again. Alright, let's talk about Seele now, because the fact that she didn't get buffed, but they buffed Blade, it was honestly crazy work, I'm not gonna lie. And they had the goal to also bring Archer Emiya to the game with Quantum Hunt. Like damn, they really don't like Seele. But jokes aside, how I would buff Seele? It's pretty simple. I'll make it much more easier to trigger her resurgence by either the use of her ultimate or getting enemies down to 50%, 25%, and 75% of their max HP. This is something I would give to she to help her combat bosses and at least enemies. And I'll add for a little quality of life when she does get access to resurgence and use her skill. Seele can recover 1 skill point back, and then when she trigger it, she can get another skill point back, but only 2 skill points. Like I don't know how insane that would be, and I could probably go a long way, so I think I'll leave it at there. Alright, so I think out of all the DPS characters, like I think the one I need the most have it ratio because Argenti, he just missing a character that came from energy, and I think for Imbibe to an 8, like you can probably buff his enhanced basic attack a little and then like make it ultimate, give him back 3 skill point back, like that could be useful. I think Ratio is the biggest candidate you can buff up because with Dr. Ratio, like he seemed very promising. The only problem is he'd hunt and hunt it. Honestly, Hunt needs his whole own video on how like tragic it is. Being locked to single tag is kind of rough. So what I would do to mitigate this is when you use your ultimate, you get 2 charges of his follow-up attack. I would make it 3 or 4. Similar like Facial, how you could do like so much chain reaction, like with Mighty and Topaz. Like I would just give him that treatment, but like on steroids basically. And every time Dr. Ratio follow attack hits a debuff enemy, his stack that can stack up to 8 times. It happens more faster, so you can ramp him up quicker. And honestly, I would change the technique to instead of slowing enemies, it can slow enemies, but also give you charges of your follow attack you can use off rip. So I think that can help Ratio a lot. So as you saw, we're going to talk about 3. And the thing with 4 stats, they are meant to be budget version of 5 stats to help you out. They're supposed to be more accessible, but at the cost of the fact that they're probably not as strong as the 5-star counterparts. So that's why I can really bring up a lot of them, especially the free ones you get at the start. Like, I don't think they're meant to be like characters you have to bring to the end game, but with Wei, he's a very interesting character because as a break character, Break is not as strong here because a lot of the break characters are suffering right now. But in terms of buffs I would give her, Wei is a character that just so BS because she wants basically everything. She wants attack, she wants speed, she wants crit rate, crit damage, and break effect. Like it already wasn't hard enough to build speed, crit rate, and crit damage, but then add on break effect, like Jesus. Like honestly, just give her the brutal passive to where based on how much break effect you get a portion of crit rate and crit damage. Not the level, but brutal get like a small portion where you can have balanced stats for just building break effect. Like that by alone and probably increasing multipliers will probably just go a long way. Alright, for the last character, you're seeing the thumbnail. You know what this character means to me if you've been around for a long time. Fushwan is arguably my most favorite character in Honkai Star Rail. But god damn, she does not feel good to play in the end game because too much stuff does way too damage to exploit her weaknesses because Fushwan doesn't overheal or underheal. She turns you back to 0 and lets all the damage taken to the ally go to the sheep, but problem is with high AoE, DOT, and how aggressive the enemies are and the difference between taking damage and having a big shield is a night and day difference as we can tell. And she and Silver kind of suffer the fact that they're kind of based on their E6 kit because they were designed to have damage, but then it got taken away to do something else. So you can go 2 ways. You can go full defensive route, or you could go a little defensive route, but also giving her C6 kit and a base kit and just making her E6 even more crazy. I would make her ult do more damage, and then also the fact that I'll make the healing on the ultimate heal much more. To a similar effect like one of the simulated cards, to where based on how much healing you do, that healing get multiplied to your whole team and even more. So I would just make it like that, honestly. And then I'll make it to where when Fushun takes damage, she takes less damage than she usually do when she absorbs it, to make her more bulky. And then the fact that I'll give each and every one of her allies a universal cleanse, so not just one universal cleanse, then you have to use your skill to reset it. I'll make it to where everyone on your team basically gets one universal cleanse. Like there's so much you can do, and I want to see Fushun great again, but we'll see. I just hope she in the batch of getting buffed because genuinely I need to see something for this character because honestly they can't say they're making a balance when they're making characters like a Venturine and now the new Dong Hong who just look crazy now as a defender. Like they have no excuse. Like give the character something, please. And yeah, those are all the characters I think should get buffed, but we'll see because if they go to the 4 batch, we'll see who gets picked and stuff. But generally, I do like the fact that they buffing characters up, so that's pretty cool to see. And honestly, I kind of do miss uploading videos. It is fun. It just sometimes I just feel unmotivated sometimes, but I think that unmotivation kind of faded away and my love for content creation coming back. So stick around, I got more videos on the way. And at the end of the day, these are just my opinions. If you like my opinion, yay. If you don't, that's tough. But with all that said, take care, love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.